You may find a new game that you love a lot, whether that be a new property, a sequel, or even the latest remaster. You buy it, play it, it's yours. You're absolutely loving it. You want to share those opinions with your friends on social media, or maybe even make a video about it. You keep coming back to this title because of the feelings that it offers, the experience it provides. To you, and probably to many others, it's something special. Something that will stay with you. Something you are very thankful to have. It's a piece of entertainment, but in order for more or new entries or even something else to be made by the same team, that thing, that game you are enjoying, it needs to sell well. It needs to meet the sales expectations. If it doesn't, well, it might still remain being a very good to great game, but the chances of more might not be as high. I say all of this because I direct your attention to the Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remasters, and maybe where we stand with it. So do we have any information as it pertains to the sales for the Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remasters? Currently, I have not seen anything related to sales or copies sold, as provided by the publisher or anyone related to the Tomb Raider property. So in an official capacity, it's all quiet on that side of things. But what about from other sources? Has there been anything? Well, actually there was. I found on a fan site that quoted VG Insights, and the information is as of 2/23/25. So VG Insights takes data from Steam and then estimates its numbers based on all of that. So this is only about information from Steam right now, but it would seem that sales for 4 through 6 have been around 500K. I know historically we all want to hear that million number, especially when it's early, whether it be sales, revenue, copies sold, stuff like that. But I do think this is actually pretty good, all things considered. I think we need more context to really say for sure. Something I want to point out too, that this remastered set is found on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and even on other storefronts on the PC, like with GOG, and for all of those we don't have that information yet. Now, I did see that others have commented that the first remaster was actually selling more at this point, but this was not something that I was able to confirm, considering the large amount of hype behind those first remastered games, and how we did not see what this developer was actually able to do at this point, and the nature of it being the very first trilogy. I think that can kind of make sense with the sales, where 4 through 6 are more of the underdogs in that case. I think something that would help to push much of us fans into knowing how this remastered set is actually selling would be some sort of announcement from the publisher, like a press release pointing out that the game sold X amount of copies or something like that. Because if the game is doing well according to their internal data, they will then want to get all of that out there. It's all free PR, and more importantly, free good PR. More good stuff about your game and it's selling well, then other people who did not jump in yet may want to jump in right now. Press stuff like this can help push new people into buying your game that did not buy it at the launch. So the long and the short of it is that where do we stand with the remasters? Right now, I would say that it's a bit too early to really tell. Plus, we really don't know how well they need to do to really be considered a success. At the end of the day, that is personally what I want, a success. The simple line of thinking is that if it sells well, that means we'll probably and highly likely seeing more remasters from Tomb Raider coming out later on. And for me, I'm not alone in this either, is that it also seems like other fans want the Legend titles to be remastered too. On the day of release for 4 through 6, I saw posts even with Steam reviews saying that they did a great job with 4 through 6 and now go do the Legend trilogy. So people are already angling for the future, they want more. The question is a bit up in the air right now, if this is even going to happen. We know that from prior interviews that Aspyr is very much interested in more Tomb Raider stuff, even when they were making the first set. They planned all this to the point that they were already working on the next set of remasters before they even announced them. So the developers care, they want it, the fans want it. My hope is then that this new set did well enough for more projects to then be greenlit. My bias is always out there. Of course I want the Legend games to come back in that capacity, along with being touched up and improved on, especially in the case of Underworld. But at the same time, outside of the Legend games, I want these to keep going. I want them to do all of the portable games, those other spin-off titles, like those isometric games, new games in older styles, something, anything, and everything. I wanted to sell because I love what we have here. I am sure I'm not alone in this too. For many of us, we did our part. We bought the game, we supported it, and are playing it right now. But I think we're going to need to wait to really get more of that information. I am with many of you. I would prefer to know right now, but honestly, it might still be a bit too early to tell. I still find myself reflecting on the whole situation with the Tomb Raider Remastered games. Just a year ago, we were in a position where the first one was announced. We were excited, wishing to play it then. Then we got the opportunity, and it turned out to be a really good collection set. I would even argue that it was a bit of a new gold standard for other remasters to try and measure up to. Classic Lara was back. The new coat of paint was great, and now you could play them anywhere. But at this point, you would have this thing that you've been waiting for, and while you are enjoying it, you're also at the same time having one eye that could be on what potentially is coming next. You like the train that you're on, and you see no reason to get off anytime soon, especially with a history as rich as Tomb Raider. So naturally, you wish for more, you want more. You're a fan, and you don't want any of it to be ending right now. It's something that you want to see continue. Then we received the announcement for the 4 through 6 remasters. Again, the excitement was back up. We had something more tangible to look forward to. Something was on the horizon, and now we could see it. And now we were at the point in this cycle where the remasters are out, and we also have one eye on the future too. What will that end up being? I have no idea. Maybe we get a new Tomb Raider in the classic style. Maybe we get to see them complete the Angel of Darkness trilogy. Maybe the Legend trilogy gets to come back in some form and be in the sun again. Or maybe it ends up being something that no one saw coming. Whatever it is, us fans, we have that eye on the future now, and we want it more. We are enjoying this set, giving our feedback and enjoying it all at the same time. So that also leaves us wondering what the sales really are for this remastered set. And most importantly, will it measure up to what the publisher and right holders wanted for these remasters? Did it make back its budget and then some? We have some answers, and at the same time, we need to wait a bit more to really see where things stand. Hopefully this is something that will end up resulting in more for the future. It's a wait and see thing right now, and I hope with many of us, it's waiting for something good. What are your thoughts on all of this? Where do you think the sales will land for the 4 through 6 remasters? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.